Hello, everybody. My name's Rick McCutcheon, and welcome to PartnerTalks. Today, we're going to be joined by James Koursaris from Praxedo. James, tell us who you are and what do you do?
Hey, Rick. Thanks so much for having me on. My name is James Koursaris. I'm the general manager of Praxedo North America. We're an end-to-end field service management solution. We specifically help organizations that are looking to modernize and ones that have really outgrown their scheduling tools. A lot of them use pen and paper still. A lot of them focus on Excel, and we're looking to kind of modernize and bring them into the new age of digital maturity. I've been with Praxedo for about 6 months now. My journey has always been in revolutionary SaaS. A lot of great organizations that I've worked with had a lot of the same things Praxedo has, which is great people, great process, and incredible technology. We've been a market leader in Europe for a very long time, and over the last few years have really expanded in the North American market. So we're happy to share our story, and we're super excited to bring our technology into the North American market.
Okay, great. So your journey, you've been in business applications for some time. Talk a little bit about where you started in business applications and how did you end up in a mobile solution like Praxedo?
Yeah, my career trajectory has been interesting. But it's been in SaaS and platform solutions my entire career. And it's mainly around organizations that are looking to fill a real value and a real need within the marketplace. It really is a passion of mine, and I've been able to work with some incredible developers and professional services folks and account managers that have really taken things to the next level, and I've been happy to be a part of that in several organizations. Worked in multiple verticals, telecommunications, manufacturing, heavy equipment, utilities, and it's been a wonderful whirlwind. And I think what brought me to Praxedo was the opportunity to really take that to the next level from a digital maturity standpoint. We're all leveraging AI now. We're all leveraging when we're all thinking about what is that next step to the digital evolution of how we're going to do our work. And I think Praxedo is at the forefront of that question. And really sort of developing into the future. And it's a pleasure to be a part of it.
So James, let's talk a little bit about Praxedo. As you said, they're a leader in Europe. So let's talk a little bit about the history of the company.
Yeah, of course. So Praxedo is not a brand new company. We were founded in 2005 with a very specific focus around companies trying to revolutionize their field service. A lot of these major ERPs, they're dangerous in a lot of different areas and they're big behemoths, but they're not masters at one specific thing. So I think Praxedo really took on the reins and became an expert at the best at field service management. And that's kind of where we play. And today we're trusted by over, 1,500 customers, 65,000 daily users, and we've been recognized by Gartner over the last 21 years. And we really kind of believe that service organizations need to continually optimize in order to get the best production and the best care for their people and for their business.
And I noticed that Praxedo has been showing up at the Microsoft conferences the last couple of years. Talk a little bit about the Microsoft technology that you support.
Yeah, so we have a native Microsoft Business Central connector, and we are proud to be able to support partners and organizations that leverage the Microsoft ecosystem. We've noticed very early on that field service goes very, very well with organizations that leverage the big behemoth of Business Central from a finance perspective and from an ERP perspective. And we're really kind of taking that on and building great relationships within the marketplace, within the channel. And we're very, very channel and partner friendly. We want to work with everybody. We feel like with our product offerings, we're so configurable and we're able to be flexible and agile towards the workflow that you have in your organization. instead of spending a ton of money to design and develop new features, we can configure everything to the workflow that scales with your business. And I think it fits very well with Microsoft Business Central and the Dynamics environment. So we're happy to be at Directions. We're happy to be at all these Microsoft supported groups and meetings.
So let's talk a little bit about Business Central for a moment, because there's a bit of a gap there for field service. I know Microsoft has come into the fray with their own field service offering, and a few other ISVs have done so with their products. But I find they're very complex to configure and deploy. How is your product?
Yeah, and that's what we found too, which is the see a need, kind of fill a need logic that we have. It is arduous. It's long deployment times. Time to market is a huge KPI in our industry. So it's important for us to be thoughtful around what the market is telling us. With a lot of these ERPs, and Business Central is an incredible product from a financial and from an ERP standpoint. But from a field service standpoint, you need something that's flexible and agile, and time to market is as low as it possibly can be. So especially when working with partners, we're telling everybody, why spend 10 to 20 weeks 10 to 20 months deploying a product that has development cycle and requirements gathering, spec documents, when you can have something that's agile and configurable and deployed within weeks. So that's kind of the time to market value proposition that we bring to the market, but also from a thoughtful and capable standpoint, we really try to listen to our customers and to the market as to how are they leveraging, how is the workflow improving and changing over time within the market, how are they leveraging technology, how does AI play into this, and how can we stay in the forefront of that kind of dynamic?
And I'm glad you brought up AI. So let's talk a little bit about how AI is going to impact your product.
Yeah, AI is everything to everyone, right? Everyone says, well, let's just do AI, let's just do this. So our goal has always been about being thoughtful around our leveraging of AI. We're an AI first company. We leverage it internally as employees all the time. It's part of my day-to-day. It's part of everyone else's day-to-day in our organization. But for us as a product, it's all about technician enablement and efficiency. So our goals for AI help make faster, more informed decisions in the field so that we can mitigate risk and create an overall better customer experience for our teams. That is our ultimate goal with bringing AI and AI-assisted scheduling and our smart optimization, scheduler, and prioritization in the field. All of the stuff that we're developing and continue to develop has that thoughtfulness in mind on how the market can be proactive instead of reactive going forward.
Okay, great. And in the Business Central space, there's a lot of partners, okay? And the clients really, end user customers, I think really have close relationships with those partners. So let's talk a little bit about how you like to work with partners and what makes a good partner relationship for Praxedo.
Yeah, I mean, we're extremely partner friendly. We love to have discussions with anyone and everyone with regard to the Microsoft ecosystem. So our sweet spot, I would say, is working with partners that understand that a one-size-fits-all ERP isn't always going to work for a lot of their customers. A great match for us is ones who want to propose to their clients that a 2 to 5 month implementation is much more advantageous for time to market than a 10-month custom project with redevelopment and delays and project cost changes and change management and a bunch of other things like that. We love working with organizations that are in the forefront of understanding that, hey, there are solutions out there that morph and are agile around current workflow, and we don't have to change the entire process for an organization in order to be successful.
Okay, great. So let's talk a little bit about the show that's coming up in just a couple of weeks, Directions. Have you been to Directions before?
Yes, we have, and we'll definitely be there again. It's really the pulse of the Business Central community, and we're planning to be active there, and we're active in some of the other ones throughout the year within the Microsoft ecosystem. So we're all in. We want to be a part of it. I think we've created a great connector as an over-the-top solution. We thrive on being able to connect to anything and everything. And one of the main ERPs and one of the main focuses is for us to connect to Business Central. And I think we built a really great product around it to help support the field service teams.
Okay, excellent. What will you be showing at Directions?
Yeah, we'll be there fully prepared to demo our product, both our very user-friendly mobile app as well as our dispatcher desktop solution as well. So we'll be there and ready to go, and we can show examples too of how the connector creates an end-to-end connectivity with Microsoft Business Central.
Okay, well, thank you, James, for this Directions preview on Praxedo, and I'm looking forward to meeting your team there and having a deep dive into your product.
That sounds fantastic, Rick. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Have a great day, and bye for now.
All right, you too.